wallpaper. Ito.
For our house.
Done.
Oh, that's
Oy,
pretty.
yan?
Yes.
Sa kwarto natin?
Get a room.
Okay.
Isa lang yung tamang sagot.
Sige.
Yes, honey.
Hindi.
That is a yes.
Oh, yes. Alam niyo naman yan. Lahat kayo, alam niyo. May mga, di ba? Alam niyo yung nasusunod.
Alam niyo, Cheska, tinan mo yung tingin niya sa'yo.
That is a yes.
Nasusunod
Yes.
ang babae, ang mga boss. Natawa na lang. Thank you to your guests, M&M, the sisters. Millie Monday, we'll check it out. Thank you so much. And thank you once again, Big Story. Hindi kita ini-ignore, sis. Pwede ba yun? Baka...
Hindi naman si Session ignore.
Thank you to Cheska for the
Oh.
giant ate.
Sarap! Ang sarap!
It's not ripe yet.
Hindi pa siya hinog.
Liar ka, liar.
Di pa ba hinog?
Alam namin, hindi ka kumakain ng fruits, Andre.
Chinek ko bago ako pumasok tonight.
Sabi kong sarap na tikman, hilaw pa
Mambobola
pala.
lang, mali pa.
Okay, sorry. Hindi, mukhang masarap malalaki. Thank you.
Pero ang sarap, sabi mo, ha?
Thank you once again, Big Story. Thank you, Zaz. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Paulina. And once again, to Millie Monday. Check them out in Cultura. Okay, on our show, we've got the highlights of the first round of the 2025 NBA Draft, including Cooper Flag going #1 overall as expected.
It's another pretends to be shocked moment.
Meme. Nagulat pa ba tayo? Plus, some Pinoy pride as well with Filipino-American Dylan Harper at #2.
And we've got updates from the semifinals of the PBA Philippine Cup.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Lutun-Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Timberwolves puts it on. Gemma on the left side. Oh, stopping another one. Bakunas rejecting Estebo for the
Yes, ganda. Well, no surprises here, Check, for the top pick at this year's NBA Draft. It's been talked about for months and months, even when he was still playing in the NCAA for Duke. Cooper Flag, selected first overall by the Dallas Mavericks. Pat on the back, Nico Harrison, but he was still getting booed at home. The one and done Duke University product has been the consensus #1 pick all year long. And the Mavs just formalized it earlier today at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The 18-year-old generational swingman is now seen by many as the next face of the franchise following Dallas's decision to trade away Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers earlier this year. Flag, by the way, averaged at least 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block, just filling out the stat sheet to lead the Blue Devils to the Final Four in this year's March Madness tournament. The 6'9" All-America selection also became the 4th freshman to win the prestigious Wooden Award. He was a National Player of the Year as well, while also receiving the Naismith Trophy. Here's Flag talking about dealing with the pressure of being a high-profile athlete.
I think everybody deals with it differently. I think my way that I deal with pressure and I deal with expectations is just using the people around me. You know, using my parents, using my brothers, using my friends from back home who have been with me every step of the way. And that's my support system. That's how I deal with things like that. So, you know, just trying to breathe and deal with things like that. It's definitely not easy, but it's something you got to deal with.
Cooper, you handled it beautifully all season long, and you impact the game in so many different ways. You can score, you can rebound, you can pass. What's your favorite part of the game?
I think I would say my favorite part of the game is doing everything. You know, just having that ability to just do everything. Block shots, you know, help out your teammate, play offense, you know, just being on both sides of the ball and impacting winning at a high level.
And now we get to see you at Summer League, Cooper. I'm guessing it's going to be your teammates at Duke. Is there anyone who's circled for that first game?
100%. I think Kaman Khan, and then even some guys, Derek Queen, who I played with in high school, Liam McNeely, those guys, I'll be looking forward to playing against them.
Dallas Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison is already giving high praise to their #1 pick, Cooper Flag. In a post-draft presser, Harrison says Flag is a generational talent and a once-in-a-lifetime type of player which is why he's excited not just for the team, but for the entire city of Dallas as well. Harrison also noted Flag's ability to play on both ends of the floor and his efficient scoring. The controversial GM is also not worried about his new players' development, saying that Flag can take his time. Flag is coming to a Dallas team that already has all-star level players in Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and Kyrie Irving. That's why Harrison said the Duke star is going to be a great addition to their win-now approach, while also perceiving him as a key piece for the team's future. Here's Harrison talking about the #1 pick.
What an exciting night for the Dallas Mavericks franchise, for the fans, for the city of Dallas. We're just super excited being able to get Cooper. It's generational talent, once in a lifetime chance, and so we're just top to bottom, we're excited. I think it's actually awesome that somebody gets to develop on their own time, whatever that is, and we have the support that we can allow him to develop on his own time. We'll be able to win when he's having good games and also win when he's not having his best. He's a basketball player. He plays on both sides of the ball. He can fit into any style of play. He's in great shape. He guards multiple positions. He can play multiple positions on offense. Great playmaker. He scores points, but he does it in the flow. If you watch most scores, especially coming straight from high school, they're not efficient. He's an efficient scorer. He has everything you want in a basketball player.
And with the second overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs took Dylan Harper out of Rutgers. And it was an Uy Philippines moment too. Dylan's mom, Maria, is a Filipina who hails from Bataan, and he was his first coach. Maria played college ball at University of New Orleans and was a long-time tactician. Dylan's dad is five-time NBA champ Ron Harper, and his brother Ron Jr. is on a two-way contract with the Detroit Pistons. Dylan now joins a group of NBA players with Filipino heritage, such as Jordan Clarkson, Jalen Green, and Jared McCain.
And it means everything to me. It means the world, I think. My family's been there with me through thick and thin, from, times got rough, where we were all the way at the top of the mountain. So just to have them here supporting me, either from the table or from the stands, I appreciate it, and I truly love each and every one of them. It definitely is surreal, just because, my mom's family history, mom's family background, and just all the efforts that her family put into me, and just me wanting to rep them and just wanting to be out there and just show my color and show truly who I am. So it's definitely great. She means the world to me. She's been coaching me from first grade all the way to senior year of high school. So just for her to see this moment and just to be there for my journey and see all the good and all the bad, probably means the world to her just as much as me. So I love my mom, and everything I do is definitely for her.
Now here's a recap of the rest of the top 10 in this year's NBA draft. At number 3, the Philadelphia 76ers selected VJ Edgecombe from Baylor. Then at number 4, the Charlotte Hornets picked up Con Knippel from Duke. Ace Bailey, also off Rutgers, goes to the Utah Jazz as the 5th pick. The 6th pick was Trey Johnson from Texas and will be with the Washington Wizards. Jeremiah Fears was taken by the New Orleans Pelicans using the 7th pick. Yegor Demin from BYU goes to the Brooklyn Nets at 8th. The Toronto Raptors selected Colin Murray Boyles from South Carolina for the 9th pick, while Kaman Malawach from Duke was selected by the Houston Rockets, but will go to Phoenix as part of the Kevin Durant deal. The draft resumes with round 2 tomorrow at 8 a.m. Philippine time, and you can catch that live on NBA TV Philippines and the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, more NBA news as Charlotte Hornets center Mark Williams is on the move. The Phoenix Suns acquire the big man as they continue to reload for the next season. That story and more when Play-by-Play returns.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play live on One News. Several months after his trade to the LA Lakers flop, big man Mark Williams finally gets traded, and it's to the Phoenix Suns. Now, in exchange, the Hornets will receive Vasily Micic, 2025 29th overall pick Liam McNeely, and a 2029 first-round pick. Williams has been productive for Buzz City, at least when he was healthy. He averaged 15 points, 10 rebounds, and over a block per game last season, but injuries have derailed his career. He appeared in just 106 total games in 3 years. And if he stays on the court, Williams will be a big help for the Suns, who struggled with size last season. Williams made headlines earlier this year when his trade to the Lakers was rescinded due to a failed physical. This is Phoenix's second major trade this offseason after they dealt Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets.
Speaking of the Rockets, it looks like they're keeping one of their key veterans on the team. Multiple reports say Fred VanVleet has agreed to a 2-year, $50 million extension with the Rockets. FVV had a team option for next summer, but this new deal means he will stay in Houston until the 2026-2027 season. The 2019 NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors spent the last 2 years with the Rockets. This past season, he averaged 14 points, at least 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and close to 2 steals a game. But more than the numbers, FVV has been a steadying presence for an up-and-coming Rockets bannered by several young players.
Another NBA franchise has been sold. The league's board has approved the sale of the Minnesota Timberwolves' controlling interests to businessman Mark Lure and baseball legend Alex Rodriguez. Reports say the transaction is expected to close this week. Lure and A-Rod will serve as co-chairman for the Wolves and the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA and the Iowa Wolves of the G League. As new controlling owners, they will assume full leadership responsibility of the aforementioned franchises. This marks the end of ownership for longtime general manager Glenn Taylor. Prior to this, Lure and Rodriguez had been acting as limited partners for the past 4 years.
Moving on to the PBA, a Game 1 victory for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel against its sister team, the San Miguel Beermen, in the semifinals of the Philippine Cup. The Gin Kings are now up 1-0 in the series after pulling off a 73-71 win last night at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. Ginebra climbed out from an 18-point hole and slugged it out the rest of the way. Team Never Say Die then closed things out with a 12-2 run, including clutch shots from Stephen Holt and Troy Rosario. Overall, it was Japeth Aguilar who led the way with 18 points, while Scotty Thompson and Jamie Malonzo added 16 and 14 markers respectively. CJ Perez had a game-high 21 points for SMB in a losing effort. At the post-game press conference, Ginebra coach Tim Cone spoke about his team's gritty victory as well as their defensive approach for Game 2.
The good news is we just battled tonight. We didn't play great. We didn't shoot great. We didn't even really defend that great. But, you know, we haven't played here in Mall of Asia for quite a while, so it was a little difficult for us in terms of getting a feel for the rims. You know, we didn't have a chance to practice or shoot here. So, but bottom line is we found a way, but it's only one game, and we got to be playing better than this as the series goes for us to have a chance. But it's nice always to get the lead in the series. San Miguel averages 108 points a game, and they're by far number 1 in the league. I think Rain and Shine's the only team that's close to them, up there at number 1. And we average, about 94 points a game, or 98 maybe, 94 I think. And so if we're scoring our normal 94 and they're scoring their normal 108, we're going to get beat every night. So yeah, we have to keep the score down. It's got to be, we think that's to our favor. And we're used to playing more low-scoring games. So I think that's one of the obvious game plans that we have out there, that we've got to keep the score down. We're much more defensive oriented than they are. They're much more offensive oriented. So if we can get into a defensive battle, that goes to our favor.
Meanwhile, a sigh of relief for the San Miguel Beermen as 8-time MVP Junar Parardo avoids major injury. The SMB big man is dealing with a tight calf, which limited his effectiveness during their defeat to Ginebra last night. Parardo underwent an ultrasound a day after the game and was cleared to play. But San Miguel is expected to monitor him closely to avoid aggravating the injury. Parardo finished game 1 with just 6 points, but dominated the boards with 19 huge rebounds.
Medyo masakit eh. Pero yun nga, positive ako na nawala masyado. So, hindi seryoso. Bounce back na lang namin next game. Mahabang series pa naman din. Sayang. Sayang yung game sa inyo. Pero, bawi na lang.
The PBA Philippine Cup semis will resume tomorrow with back-to-back Game 2s. This time, Barangay Ginebra San Miguel and the San Miguel Beermen will play first at 5 in the afternoon. Then, the TNT, Tropang 5G, and Rain or Shine Elasto Painters face off at 7:30 p.m. TNT is coming off a wild and emotional Game 1 win yesterday, which saw ROS head coach Yang Giao ejected in the final 15 seconds of the match. Tomorrow's games will be at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium in Manila, but you can also catch them live on PBA Rush, RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, Alex Ayala's grass court run continues. The Filipina tennis star heads into battle again to fight for a spot in the Eastbourne Open semifinals. The details when play-by-play returns here on One News. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Welcome back. Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala continues to shine on grass as she advances to the quarterfinals of the 2025 Eastbourne Open. Ayala is set to face Ukrainian standout Diana Yastremska in the final 8. First serve is scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Ayala booked her spot in the quarterfinals after former Grand Slam champion Yelena Ostapenko retired in their round of 16 duel. On the heels of that victory, Ayala has risen to a new career high number 68 in the WTA live rankings with 932 points. She surpassed her previous best of number number 69 from her Miami Open semifinal run 3 months ago. The WTA is set to officially update the rankings next week. This gives Ayala a chance to climb even higher depending on how far she goes in Eastbourne. Volleyball star Gia de Guzman couldn't help but get emotional as she looked back at Alas Pilipinas' journey over the past 2 years. De Guzman and Alas women are coming off a historic silver medal finish in the 2025 AVC Women's Volleyball Nations Cup. Years ago, this was just a dream for the national women's volleyball team. But with a 30-year-old setter at the forefront, Alas women have been achieving greater heights and are hoping to continue their momentum. De Guzman, of course, also had to overcome plenty of struggles in her early years with the national team. That's why she couldn't be any prouder of how far they've come.
I think it's more of I got a very good understanding now of why I had to go through so many things in my career. Kasi parang I feel like if I didn't, I don't think I would be, or kami ni Don would be doing such a good job. Like they say we're doing a good job in managing this team. Kasi there's so much firepower in this team. Like all of them are leaders in their own right. They've all had their own situations or experiences in championships and stuff like that. So they can carry themselves. Yung job ko naman as a captain is to try to manage that kind of emotion and try to steer it in a better direction. Kasi playing international, it's not for everyone. Iba yung pressure, iba yung mental aspect of it, other than the skill, to be able to cope to everyday games and try to move on from things like that. I don't think I would be able to do that or guide them through that if I didn't go through it myself. So, hindi naman sa may natutunan ako sa sarili ko, but I think it's just I got a very good understanding of why I had to be put out of my comfort zone so many times before. And there were many times before also that I wanted out na of the national team. Ay, yun lang. Kasi mahirap talaga siya. But every time na may invite, parang you still feel like meron pa.
In other volleyball news, DLSU Green Spikers libero Menard Guerrero is going pro. Guerrero has officially signed with the Crisscross King Crunchers in the Spikers turf. The two-time UAAP Best Libero strengthens the King Crunchers libero rotation alongside Manuel Sumagid and John Philip Pepito. He will also reunite with former LaSalle teammates Noel Campton and Echo Adahar. The move means Guerrero will give up his last 2 years of eligibility in the UAAP. Prior to this, the King Crunchers had also announced the signing of UST middle blocker Popoy Colinares.
So yesterday we had the other semi-series highlights for you, ROS TNT, and now game 1 of the semis clash last night between sister teams San Miguel and Barangay Ginebra. Tonight's highlight reel, let's go! Let's start with the SMB. Let's go to the former 3-time scoring champion, the PBA. Ooh, look at that, dropping Stephen Holt, the former number 1 pick. Number 1 pick versus number 1 pick. What a drop there by CJ Perez, making Holt, who's an elite defender, by the way, in the PBA, dropping, losing his footing, then nailing the 3, too. This was in the opening quarter, and the Baby Beast, now called as a Predator, CJ Perez leading the Bearmen with 21.7 rebounds on this one. But that won't be enough, though, to pull a win for SMB. Why? We'll find out in just a bit. Stay tuned. Okay, defense this time for San Miguel. Look at that, Mo Tautua, avoiding a Japet poster that leads to a break here for SMB. Take a look. Nice pass by Scotty inside to Japet. Denied. Up in his face. Good recovery, good help, because Japet had Kahilig beat, but Tautua there cleaning up that mess, and great defense by Mo. What a block for Tautua. That was his only block, though, and he didn't score 2 in this game, just 1 attempt in 16 minutes. as he battled through foul trouble. Okay, up next, Ginebra naman tayo. Inbounds, Tiongson to Lassiter. Wanting a pick and roll with Tautua. Wanting to go to Mo. Stop there. Tapped by Jamie. Rosario ahead to RJ. Ahead to Jamie for the finish. Two-handed flush for the athletic Jamie Malonzo. Nice pass from RJ. Former FEU Tamp to former De La Salle Green Archer. Connecting there the young guns, future faces of this franchise. Malonzo, by the way, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals in this one. RJ had 7 assists in this game. Just spreading out the offense and dropping dimes for his teammates. Okay, Malonzo again, the next highlight. Ahan Misi going to Jamie, guarded by Don Troliano. Look at the swing move, 2 screens, and jump it roll to the hole. Great play, drawn up by Coach Tim Cohn. And I don't know if you saw Coach Leo Austria there in the sidelines nodding his head because that was a lapse on defense. Take a look. Nawala si Moy, who's guarding Japet. Good screen there, and then curling to the basket is Aguilar, leaving. Of course, Chris Ross can't do anything against Japet there. He's just really tall and athletic, too. Great pass from Jamie. Japet, by the way, top scorer again for Ginebra with 18 to go along with his 9 rebounds. Just 1 board shy of a double-double. He also had 1 block in this game. Okay, now, last play. Defense wins championships. Cliche, I know. Take a look at this. Lassiter, down 1 on SMB. 9 seconds to go. Lassiter inside to the 8-time MVP. Denied. That's the only block of Japet, but what a time to come for Ginebra. And Holt gets fouled there. But what a way to secure game 1. What a game at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. What a treat for the fans. Great block. Troy Rosario gets beat by Junmar. Japet says, I got you. Huli si Junmar, good friends, Gilas teammates. But a win is a win here for Ginebra. Pagdating sa PBA, talagang bakbakan, walang kaibigan.
And before we go, a huge congratulations to the Philippine Muay Thai team for striking gold in Vietnam. Team Bagsik bagged 5 golds to finish 5th overall in the medal standings of the 2025 Asian Muay Thai Championships. LJ Rafael Yasay led the way with double gold in the under-23 Y Crew and 51-kilogram events, while Alyssa Kylie Malyari dominated the senior Y Crew and teamed up with Richie Yosores for gold in female under-23 Mai Muay. Yosores also added a silver in the 45-kilogram category. Ariel Lee Lampacan snagged a gold in senior Y Crew and a bronze in the elite under 57 kg class. In total, Team Bagsik took home 10 medals, finishing just behind powerhouses like host nation Vietnam, which topped the tally with 14 golds. Again, congratulations to the entire Philippine Muay Thai team!
Congratulations! Wow, gold in Vietnam. By the way, hindi ako makakaya kanina. I was telling si Papa Hong, our cameraman and our FD, sabi ko, napagod ako dun sa highlights. Sabi ko, parang tumakbo ako ng 5K dun, nakakapagod. But congratulations to the Muay Thai team.
We've been getting so many medals internationally. Our track and field team also got silvers and
Kilas Youth, diba? Oh, so tuloy-tuloy lang, and we're hoping for the best also for Alex Ayala, just making us really, really proud. That's all from us tonight, though. Catch us again tomorrow. Friday, right? To end the work week.
Friday.
8:30 p.m. For a play. Dinoble check ko muna. Kasi if you're working 7 days, di mo na alam kung anong araw eh. We'll be back tomorrow for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre, Alex.
And I'm Shaskalatan Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.